mom who offed herself after shooting dead her cancer-stricken husband and 2 kids is accused of stealing $600,000 from her employer. More after this. Hello everyone and welcome back to AG's Point of View, where I give you my analysis on the most popular topics in the world today. In today's video, we have a mother who offed herself and her husband and their 2 kids after being accused of stealing over $600,000 from her employer. Before I dive into the details of the video, if you're new here, welcome. Welcome to AG's Point of View. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well to bring more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over, similar to yourself. All my normal subscribers, thanks for coming back. I'm diving in. Emily Long, a New Hampshire mother, deleted her husband and 2 children before taking her own life. Long was accused of embezzling over $600,000 from her employer, Wingett's, where she was the director of operations. Her husband, Ryan Long, was battling terminal glioblastoma, which he documented on TikTok. And that's a form of cancer. Let me say it again. Glioblastoma. It's a weird word. The owner of Wingett's reported the embezzlement to the police a week before the family was found dead. Authorities are investigating the circumstances, including financial and health stressors, but caution against arbitrating the tragedy to a single cause. Okay, so that was the abbreviated version. So I'm going to give you my little piece and I'm going to get up out of here. First and foremost, we have a mother, Emily Long, who was a high-ranking executive at her job. She had the authority to, see different books, the financial records that come in, and, all types of, pertinent information. She had a house, I'm guessing, they had a happy marriage and everything was wonderful. But then her husband came down with this type of cancer, and, I'm guessing it blew her mind.
I felt very alone. I felt very overwhelmed. I felt like this is just too much. Like, I can't function this way. The unknown has been really hard for me. The fear, the grief, everything has been just like culminating into like absolute, it just has felt like a cinder block on my chest. Like, I just haven't been doing very well. I think the other part that leads into that is that the kids are also not doing great. They're not like crying all the time and whatever, like as adults might show depression or sadness, but like there's a lot of talk about death. There's a lot, I can see my son, my oldest, worrying. I see him looking at my husband and watching and wondering and saying, to his younger siblings, like, oh, don't do that because daddy doesn't feel good, or just I see the weight that he's carrying, and that has been really hard. Like during the day, I handle it really well because I'm working, I'm making calls, I'm scheduling appointments, I'm contacting people, I am like busy, and my brain is like totally in admin mode, and I'm like go, and I'm business. And then the sun goes down and I just feel it, like, and it's so intense. And, my husband's still recovering from his craniotomy, so he can't lift anything. So I'm doing all the bedtimes. And by the time I'm saying goodnight to my third kid, it hits me that like this is gonna be every single night at some point for the rest of my life, where I am doing all 3 bedtimes alone, and then I shut the door to the final kid and I'm totally by myself. And I have no one to talk about my day with. I have no one to, hold on. So, I'm still in a really tough place. Like, it's not a secret. And I also would never have admitted that, I think, a long time ago. For those who are going to ask, like, no, I'm not in therapy yet. I am just not there yet. I have thought about it. My girlfriend, who is a therapist, is all over it. She's ready for when the time comes and I say, I need you to help me find someone. She will have someone on speed dial. And so I'm thankful for that too. That my village is intense. They're respecting my space, but they have made it very clear who's going to be doing what and who's offering me what. And I'm grateful.
But the odd thing to me is you steal all this money, right? So she steals over $600,000 from the company. So you steal all this money, right? And I'm thinking that you steal the money, hoping not to get caught, right? So maybe that can help you in his cancer treatment as far as the bills. Because, I mean, anyone with cancer, anyone with that type of treatment, I'm quite sure you know that it's going to be an enormous amount of bills that they have to, tend to on a month-to-month basis. And they can get very, very, very expensive from the different, medicines and the different treatments and all that kind of stuff. So I'm quite sure these people weren't no different. The good thing is she was a high-ranking official in her job. She was able to, do what needed to be done. Seemed she had a happy family. She had, 3 children. I believe a boy and 2 girls. So I mean, you would think that everything was wonderful. You know what I'm saying? From the outside looking in, from me looking into the situation, hey, what's the issue with this? I mean, I understand he has cancer, and that's never a good thing, but we'll get past all this. So cancer was already going to kill the husband, right? But now she's left with the 2 kids and herself. Well, I'm sorry, the 3 kids and herself. And I feel like that she thought that, she couldn't go on any further without him. But I also believe in my heart of hearts that she killed everybody, which was weird, real weird, okay? But she killed everybody because dun, 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 she got caught. She got caught stealing the money. She didn't want to have a bad look on her face. She didn't, that you get caught stealing that money, you know what I'm saying? You're doing prison time. You're not going to be able to see your kids. You're not going to be able to do anything. I don't know anything as far as her family life, as far as her outside of her immediate family. If her mom was still around, if her dad's still around, if she has any siblings that could have taken care of the kids. I mean, that's a whole thing to think about. So she got caught stealing some money, and she went to prison. Well, she was going to go to prison, and I don't think she could have handled that situation. I think with you being in a high level, position, and them trusting you so much, that once you get caught, the embarrassment of you getting caught and having to face and do FaceTime and just do that time is just so embarrassing that, and you won't be able to bounce back. And, she probably panicked and, just said, I can't do this no more. You know what I mean? You're already about to die, okay? I'm not going to have nobody come back and take care of the kids, okay? So these kids ain't going to be little bastard children or whatever. They're my kids. And, I'm just going to offer myself, and then you ain't got to worry about this whole thing. Everything will be going. That's just how some people think. It's very well, like I told you yesterday with this cat, Robert Westgate. You know what I'm saying? I think I got the last name right. that just decide to take their own life. See, people take their own life because they don't want to face the consequences. This is a criminal. Okay, she didn't start out as being a criminal, but she had criminal ways inside of her, as we all do. It's just a matter if we embark on those thoughts or not. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are in positions and situations where, you do have access to things. Now, is it worth going out and doing what you're doing to, for the moment of temporary, I guess, for the lack of a better word, for temporary satisfaction? I'm looking for a different word. I can't think of it right now, but she's gathering all this money, and then you getting all this money. I feel like she stole the money because it was supposed to be for the husband and his, cancer treatments, and her trying to take care of the house, and him probably not being able to work. It was a lot on her to deal with, and she couldn't handle it, and she didn't want him to die. You know what I'm saying? And it was gonna happen regardless. You just trying to fight and fight and fight, and that's just what we always taught to do, was to fight. But unfortunately, it didn't happen like that, and he ended up losing his life, and by his wife killing him. Okay, because she felt like she couldn't do it no more. Probably snapped and went off and was like, you know what? Everybody in the house is dying. Now the good thing is, the youngest child, 3 years old, wasn't home at the time. You know what I mean? That child was somewhere else. Not sure where they were, but they were somewhere else. It could have been in the actual story. I didn't read that portion of it, but I'll put the link in the description for you guys. But yeah, man, you just be surprised what people will do when their back is against the wall and how they gonna move when they gonna move. You know what I'm saying? Don't let a temporary situation put you in a permanent space. Meaning, don't let a situation that's temporary, that you're trying to get out of, put you somewhere where you can't get yourself out of. Prison, you know what I'm saying? Or worse than that, in the grave. So, let's learn from this situation, let's grow from it, and let's keep it moving, you know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, if you like what you heard, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the like button as well. There'll be more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over, similar to yourself. I'm a normal subscribers. Thanks for coming back. All my new subscribers, welcome. Welcome to ABG's Point of View. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. The like button. We recently just crossed over 75,000 subscribers. I'd like to thank every single one of you guys for helping me to get there. It's a big feat. And now the next goal is 80. I put them in 5s. I'm trying to jump out the window. We'd love to get to 100,000 by the end of the year, so we'll see what happens. But, we're working on that. But I want to thank every single one of y'all, all 75,000 of you guys, plus, you know what I mean? That's, doing what you got to do to support ABG's POV. Come visit me on my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, and the merch store. Right there, over here. Yeah. Thank you guys. I love you guys. And I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe out there. Peace.
Be chasing on these, they getting they feeling and dragged down. That's why they just crash out. Stuck in the cell and it's man down. Life getting gone in a flash now. Fitting in, I'ma stand down. I done seen these crash out. They some baby boys, I'm the man now. They was questioning, make them fans now. I'm the best in my league and that's hands down. Understand now, got plans now, got big dreams now.